Hey, what's up guys? Sniper Nick here, and today we're gonna go over our watch list for tomorrow morning, Wednesday, October 16th. So let's go ahead and dive right in. What you're looking at here is our website, and once you have a login, these are the tabs here at the top that you can check out. And so now we're gonna dive into this watch list tab here. Alright, so to the left, we got the watch list. To the right, we're gonna have the stocks. We're gonna give it a little play-by-play. What we like to do, me, Mike, and Al, is we sit back at the end of the day and we look at the plays that were hot, and also we look at a couple underdogs. We have a couple scanners, so we go and we look at whatever could be out there. You know, some hiding under the grass that could be some big hitters. So we dive in and we dissect what's out there. For tomorrow, we're actually in two positions, so this watch list will be a good watch list. And then there was a couple other plays that were moving, so some that could have potential tomorrow morning. So this would be a good one. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. We'll start here at the top, the very top of the list, with CLSI. CLSI, as you can see, it starts off OTC first green day. That's how it caught our attention. And we ended up taking 40K shares at 0.0875, so 8 cents. That's how much the stock cost. Overnight from 3:03 p.m., which was a power hour breakout buy. Alright, so to the right here, we're looking at CLSI. Let me zoom out actually to the 1 year, just so you can see this green day here. This is the day that we're talking about. And so now we're going to zoom into the day. And as you can see, this is that first big pop after it came off of its 52-week highs, made a new 52-week high, and then it has 4 straight down days. And now this is its first big pop. And it ends up holding that first big pop in the morning, and so we keep an eye on it. So let's dive into this big first green day here, and let's dissect the rest of the day. As you can see, after it makes that morning pop, it takes a dip midday. We sat back and watched, and then when it came back and started to creep back up is when we really started to look at it again. So as you can see here to the left, it says, it ended up holding and creating support of 8.3 from 2 to 240. Once that support was created, we decided to grab it as it was coming up to the high of day. Decided we're going to use that support. So as you can see, it came to this spot a couple times clearly here, and it couldn't break it. So that's an indicator. It happened over here as well. Those are two signs for us to be able to gauge our risk. So that's what's nice about these penny stocks. A lot of people think they're so risky, but we wouldn't be trading them if they were that risky. Me, Mike, and Al, we've always been into flipping things. That's what we love to do. And so, we wouldn't be in it if this was some kind of crazy risk game. There's always something that you got to gauge your risk off. And that's actually one of the biggest things. That's one of the things that I got to pay our success to, is being able to understand how to gauge our risk. But that helps us be consistent. So then it holds it, and then it starts to come, and we decide to buy it right here on this break. We do get a nice push, and check this out. As you can see, in the first 30 minutes, we got a 10% cushion. So already up 10% on the buy in that first 30 minutes. And then after the first push, it ended up pushing all the way to 9.7. So we decided, as you can see, to put a limit here at 9.8 to take the bag, to secure it. That's a good enough bag for us. It was past our goal for the day, for intraday. However, we do think it could have more potential tomorrow. Intraday, though, our plan, if we did get that big enough of a push, we were going to take it. So we did have 9.8 set. We were on the asses for a second. It hit it. It looked like it hit it for a couple times, but it ended up staying right there, and we didn't get filled. So we are in overnight. We're looking to swing it. What's nice about holding this overnight is you have another set of support here at 9.14. So that's going to be our new cut, and that's going to help us. That would secure, ideally, we could potentially secure $100 still using this. So we'll see. Since it didn't close at its high up here, we're going to use that 9.1 to gauge our risk for the rest of the play. And if it does end up gapping up, we're looking for it to push past that 9.7, because if it gaps up, it can see buyers and it could get that potential. Had a big morning today, so let's see. 52-week breakout is not too far away. So let's see, CLSI, that's that. Next, TGODF. This is an OTC cannabis play that we're swinging overnight as well, and we're playing this for a potential quick gap up sell in the morning tomorrow. TGODF, it started with strong morning, breaking that $1 resistance, but ended up topping at 103, so not going too far and hanging around in a range for the rest of the day. That's why we end up grabbing this one. It has a tight range, so you can gauge your risk again in this one. And it's clear the risk in this one, as you can see when we dive into the day. But what we're looking at here is the 1 year and 1 day. And as we zoom out, you can see it broke that 98 spot, and then it broke that key $1, which seems to be a good spot where it usually gets volatile, these penny stocks. A couple of these cannabis plays are bottoming. We do talk about here APHA, that cannabis play, which we're going to talk about later. It's on the watch list. They announced an earnings win. So finally we have a big weed play that has an earnings win. They just had consistent earnings losses by a couple weed companies. So this is nice, and we've seen a couple weed plays get a little bit of momentum. So TGODF, we're playing the momentum, and we're also playing that it's breaking out of that 98 resistance. And then if you zoom in, after the morning spike, it ended up creating support at 98 all day. So we're playing it off that clear spot. You got VWAP at 98.5, and we also have a tight range. You can see exactly what you got going on here. You got to find the plays that you're comfortable with, and this is the play that we're super comfortable with. So we decided to swing. We grabbed our shares right here at 101. We ended up grabbing 5K, so a little over 5,000 at 101 here. It did get to 103, but double top, so that's a key spot tomorrow morning. And it's holding that 98 spot, closed right around 1 at 99. So let's see what happens. You got that tight range. Let's see what happens. If this gets morning volume, which we're anticipating, like you saw the big morning again from this stock as well. If it gets morning volume, and this one didn't have that great of volume, if it gets morning volume, it can get past the wall of sellers that it had at 103. However, 98s are cut here. That's where we're getting out if it does end up dipping in the morning. So that's that. That's TGODF. Super simple play there. I'm excited to watch that. I'm excited to dive into those two positions that we have tomorrow morning. All right, the next group is DTSS, WWR, CTST, and AUPH. And these are the new set of listed plays that spiked for the day. This has been a trend this week. Monday and Friday, we've got some spikers. The low float ones actually spiked like crazy, like SES, pushing up the rest of these stocks. So we've seen some nice movement lately. And these are the new groups of spikers for the day. DTSS and WWR, these are the two low floats of the day. However, unlike the SES that did hold its big gains, these two look like one and dones. They couldn't end up following up after their second days. As you can see, DTSS, look at this run up though, from 1 to 523 by 1040. So in the morning at 9:37, it was down here at 87 cents. And by 9:42, it's at 5.26. How ridiculous! And then ends up getting all the way to $7 at 1:15. So that's just crazy. Just think about the potential there. Even if you had like $500 in it, I don't know, but that's just wild. If anyone for some or whatever reason was long term in this, just got so lucky, and I hope they sold into any of those spikes. But anyway, with that one, as you could see though, after the spikes in the morning, it ended up fading off. You know, the shorts end up ultimately winning. So, you know, one and done here, as you can see. And then with this next one, so with this one, WWR, this one had a huge pre-market. So it was already opening up big. And it ended up not getting that good second leg on that follow-up spike. And the shorts end up ultimately winning here. Not ever even be able to gain VWAP once it cracked it at 1017. So these are really one and dones. Couldn't hold like SES did for that multiple day run. So yeah, we're really only looking, if anything with these ones, we're really only looking for morning panics into any really big dips, and that's really for shorts just to cover into. So we'll see. We'll be keeping an eye on these as they were volatile. However, CTST and AUPH, those ones actually closed strong. So we will be keeping an eye on these for continuation. CTST, this is a cannabis play, came out with good news. Again, the cannabis plays are heating up a little bit. So we're going to be looking to see if it can pass this 142 resistance. As you can see, it has 135 support there. And then AUPH, this one closed pretty strong. So we're going to keep an eye. 49 is the high. And you can see the support here in the 450s. All right, so that's that play, and that's that group. And then lastly, guys, to wrap it up, APHA and CGC. These two plays are cannabis plays. We've been watching these forever. They've been two completely beat up plays, just like the rest of these bigger cannabis plays, especially in the past 6 months. However, APHA, this is exciting news. APHA had its big first green day. Both of them did. However, APHA led the pack because it ended up having an earnings day, and it had an earnings win. And it said that it had profit, and it's looking good, and it's looking at growth. So this is exciting news. It's exciting for the cannabis sector. See finally some good news. So APHA, let's check it out here. Closes up 24%. What we're looking at here, we're going to be watching for continuation tomorrow. As you can see, it's hovering right around its 550 resistance. It does have its earnings win news. This one really just on a downtrend, like we were saying with these, all of them. So they have a lot of upside, if anything, So with this one, we will be watching to see if it could get over that high of 554 from today. Want that morning volume to see if it could push. And as you can see, we have 535 as clear support. So you can use that to gauge your risk. And then with CGC, since this one got its downgrade news, it's been a downtrend as well. And this one's been completely beat up. However, with APHA leading the pack, CGC and Tilray both actually had good days. And CGC had its first green day after making its lows, its all-time lows. It's had its first green day. And so check it out now. We'll see what happens here as well. So we'll be keeping an eye on this to see if we get over the 2043 resistance it made here. So let's see. Two cannabis plays that are green. Two big cannabis plays that are green. This is exciting. What's exciting about this, what makes us so excited about this, is when these bigger plays get hot, it heats up these little plays in the sector. So TGODF, that's one of them. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on both these in the morning to see how they're doing pre-market, see how they're doing around the bell. All right? Thanks for tuning in, guys, tonight. Be on the lookout tomorrow morning. See everybody in the chat tomorrow. Much love, snipers. See you guys.